inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sun Up on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your nation station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
Mr. Ronald Gordon, our Chief Met Officer, confirmed that Lisa made landfall at 3:20 p.m. yesterday, 3rd November, 10 miles south of Belize City.
The impact of Hurricane Lisa on Belize City has been devastating. Families' lives have been disrupted. People, livelihoods, business livelihoods, obviously has been severely impacted. The goal really is to transform these hurricane weather-beaten streets and neighborhoods into livable, traversable spaces again. Getting back to some measure of normalcy. It's a wide cross-section of partners encompassing both public, private sector, of course being led by the government of Belize, the Ministry of Infrastructure. We have NEMO with us, we have CEMO, we have the Belize City Council, the Orange Walk Town Council, the BDF, the Coast Guard, and a wide scope of other partners. Obviously, their efforts here today is being met with great enthusiasm and optimism by the people of Belize City. For us at CIDCO, it means more muscle on the ground to achieve the task. We face one of the greatest natural disasters ever brought upon the city in my lifetime, in their lifetime. We face it together. Now it's even more important that we face the recovery process, the rebuilding process together. We must exercise patience on all accord.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Nurses, doctors, and KHMH workers who make up the coalition of medical professionals say they are ready to, quote, take the necessary actions to correct, quote, the falling and failing state of our healthcare system. And they are giving government 7 days to hold an urgent meeting. A release issued today, quote, demands that those with authority make the necessary changes within the health system to facilitate adequate, timely, and efficient healthcare delivery. They cite, quote, an extreme shortage of basic supplies, human resources, and the necessary and needed equipment, putting patients' rehabilitation and even lives at risk, end quote. They are calling for, quote, urgent and meaningful intervention from the government of Belize and requesting a meeting with the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the financial secretary, and others, quote, within the next 7 days to address and discuss the following issues: extreme shortage of medical supplies, pharmaceuticals, and human resources throughout the country, pension status and exemption of income tax from severance of KHMH employees, and salary review for all healthcare workers, end quote. Among other issues, appointment of representatives from the membership of the BMDA and the KHMH, AWU, and the NAB on the MOHW Tendering Committee, defining higher education and experience in health-related fields as a prerequisite for the appointment to the post of Minister of Health, among other issues. It's a long list of demands, and the release says failure to meet, discuss, and find tangible short and long-term working solutions will result in the BCHP taking the necessary actions against the failing state of our healthcare system, end quote. We'll keep following this story to see what happens next week, before next week Friday, that is. And on Monday, we told you that a woman who had been missing for almost a week was found dead on Saturday. Her body was discovered near mile 40 on the Hummingbird Highway. At the time, the police were unsure of how she died, since there were no visible injuries. They did not classify it as foul play. But tonight, we can confirm that 30-year-old Belmopan resident Celia Florian was murdered. Yesterday, a post-mortem examination was conducted, and the results revealed that she had been manually strangled and also received blunt force injuries to the head. Florian was a mother of 3, and on Monday, her family was too shaken up to speak. Police are currently investigating her murder, and reliable reports tell us that a police officer is among the suspects being looked at for this crime. Meanwhile, last night we told you about the police officer charged for perverting the course of justice. 27-year-old Constable Herman Ramos was charged after he allegedly took the gun, which was confiscated after the license holder, Mervyn Domingo, fired shots in the air outside of a popular nightclub. He appeared in court number 5 in the presence of his attorney, Ronel Gonzalez. The prosecutor asked that no plea be taken at this time until further instruction is given to him by his superior. No plea was taken, and he was granted bail of $2,000, which is when he sprinted to avoid the court camera. The allegation is that after Domingo was detained, Ramos stole the gun from his vehicle and stashed it. Police determined this after reviewing security video of the vehicle while it was impounded. And it is of note that Domingo pleaded guilty to discharging the firearm in public and was fined. Ramos remains out on bail. And the man who was accused of handling weapons stolen from the home of the former commissioner of police, Alan Wiley, pleaded guilty today. 22-year-old Curtis August was arrested for 2 counts of handling stolen goods, and in court today with the advice of his attorney, O.J. Elrington, the first-time offender pleaded guilty and escaped jail time. Elrington explained why.
But the prosecutor, in his tried to submit that the nature of the matter, the fact that the goods that he pled guilty to handling was a number of firearms and ammunition. However, the learned magistrate agreed that what is being handled is not necessarily, or who it belongs to, and whosoever conducted the robbery was not my client. There was no accusation that my client himself conducted the burglary. But however, that did admit to handling the stolen goods, and because of that, and he pled guilty. This was my client's first offense. The fact that he assisted the police, he was very cooperative with the police, and that at the earliest possible convenience he pled guilty to this matter, and therefore the court in its discretion granted him a fine of $1,500, and failure to pay that fine within the time period would result in imprisonment of 6 months.
August is a fellow Lemanal villager and told the court he is a DJ. The former commissioner had 5 guns in his home, 4 of them, namely a 12-gauge shotgun, a 16-gauge shotgun, a .22 rifle, and a 9mm Signor SAR pistol were stolen in a burglary on Sunday, which also included assorted ammunition. Police recovered the majority of the weapons and ammo in a Ridgewalk town. And tonight, Belize is represented in Egypt at COP27 by a delegation of over 20 persons. But the delegation's members who are stirring controversy back at home are Orlando Habet, the Minister of Sustainable Development, Climate Change and Disaster Risk Management, and his wife, Nadine Abigail Habet. She is on the official COP27 list of delegates as support to the Ministry of Sustainable Development, Climate Change and Disaster Risk Management. But she isn't employed with the ministry. That's why, similar to her presence in Glasgow, Scotland for last year's COP, her politician husband's harshest critics are calling the couple, calling them out for it. The suggestion is that Landy Habet is using his authority as a minister of government to give his wife, who is not a ministry employee, that is, a free trip to Egypt at the expense of Belizean taxpayers. So in the context of Prime Minister Briceño's request to ministers reduce the government's travel expenses, we asked Habet for a response to these allegations. He responded to his critics this morning via WhatsApp in response to our request for a comment. Habet said, quote, "I believe they are being irresponsible by not first finding out whether her trip is paid by the government taxpayers' funds. Ultimately, it is to create a story and for me to have to defend, to create doubt in the public's mind, to smear my name or position at their benefit." The president of the Public Service Union did the same story and accusation last year. "I had to take receipts of payments of receipts for airfare, etc. to the Sunup show on Channel 7. Perhaps my wife should not have been in that meeting where she was pictured. Really, she was standing outside to take pictures, but was asked to sit in as no classified information was being discussed. Then the media walked in and they took the pictures. If it were classified, the media would not have been allowed either." In regards to the ticket payments, you can check with Exodus Travel Agency in San Ignacio for mine and for my wife's, end quote. And we take a break now, but when we come back, the sad side of storm stories. Some in flattened homes are still waiting for Nemo to come through with assistance. Stay tuned.
Atla Express es un servicio que te permite realizar transacciones financieras cómodamente en comercios cerca de ti. Con Atla Express puedes retirar efectivo, realizar pagos de facturas y tarjeta de crédito, comprar recargas y transferir entre tus cuentas. Solo necesitas una identificación válida y tu tarjeta de débito Visa de Atlantic Bank. Si no eres cliente de Atlantic Bank, siempre puedes disfrutar de este servicio pagando en efectivo. Atla Express es fácil, conveniente, seguro y está cerca de ti.
It's an massive season with massive deals and rewards at Penny's. From now through December 31st, earn double P-Bucks on store-wide purchasing every Friday and Saturday. That's right, 2 times the V-Bucks, which means 2 times the cash back when shopping at Benny's. Plus, get even more rewards with V-Bucks Builders on home goods, tiles, appliances, paints, and lights. And don't forget, there's also massive deals and discounts on tiles and the best brands in paints like Benjamin Moore and BH. Rewards, deals, V-Bucks. You can get it all this massive season only at Benny's, celebrating 75 years of quality and savings.
I must be dreaming.
Oh no, honey bun, you're not. Everything you hear so far, that's true. Delta Store has a new look. Delta Store is at the same location, right down Albert Street. Delta Store has a wide variety of fabric. Delta Store offers quality and savings. Everything in a Delta Store is only $4.99 or less. Snap out of that dream and head on down to Delta Store today.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sun Up on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your nation station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
We believe that the will of the people shall form the basis of government in a democratic society.
The first Constitution of Belize was handed to then Premier Right Honorable George Price on the occasion of the nation's birth in 1981.
It is my very great privilege to hand to you these constitutional instruments, the symbol of your independence.
Since then, governments have come and gone, with changes made to the Constitution in 2000 and in 2008.
Today, in 2022, we ask ourselves, have we done enough to eliminate economic and social disparity? To promote gender equality? Are our laws relevant and fair? Is justice accessible by all without fear or favor? Are we fairly represented at all levels?
Are our rights being protected? Are our beliefs and differences respected? Our cultural values and diversity celebrated? Are we free to live and love, to learn and grow?
Let your voices be heard. The People's Constitution Commission is made up of organizations and entities from every sector in Belize. It is comprehensive and inclusive because any and all changes to the Constitution of Belize must be comprehensive and inclusive.
We believe that the will of the people shall form the basis of government in a democratic society. The Commission will be holding consultations countrywide. Come out and join the discussion. Let your voices be heard.
Our government, our Constitution. Let's Belizeanize it. The time is now.
The next time you are passing creative marketing at 146 corner of East Colette Canal and Alenby, don't be shy. Come on in.
Welcome to Creative Marketing, where everything is possible.
We offer services like graphic designs for logos or banners or any other special request. Get designs printed on t-shirts for sporting events, special events like birthdays, or for your business. Get your polos or dress shirts officially embroidered with logos or business names. For special requests, our sewing department can get you fixed up with custom preferences. Our in-house name brands like Eliani's Collection produces uniform dress shirts and blouses. For work or school, our Z-Tech Sportswear produces fisherman shirts and dry fit polos for males or females. Ask about other items. In other departments, we produce customized banners and pin feathers. At Creative Marketing, there's so much more. So next time you're in need, come take a look. Call us at 207-2023. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Creative Marketing, where everything is possible.
Next Gen takes you to Qatar. Catch the live action and excitement of FIFA World Cup 2022 from November 20th to December 18th, exclusively on Next Gen. Make the switch and sign up today. Packages start as low as $5. Next Gen, the official broadcaster of FIFA World Cup in Belize.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Yes, ma'am?
Hey, babe. I'm just leaving now. Love you. Hello, babe? Yes, I saw it. Okay. I'll be there right now.
I'd like to report a robbery. Yes, at 142 Champion Avenue. I'll meet you over there. Okay, this is where they came in, jumping the fence, running to the side of the house, and then they went to the front.
Pass it right there. I think I know this guy. We will conduct a search in the area.
You guys picked the wrong house.
Champion Security System, where your safety is our business. Coming soon, rent your own security systems with affordable monthly payments. Call us anytime at 223-0560 or at 604-8121 for more information.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
There was an accident outside Carmelita Village in the Orange Walk district this evening. Video provided to us shows a head-on collision between a towhead and a trailer truck in an area of the road where heavy construction roadworks are taking place on the Northern Highway outside Carmelita Village. It looks like a major accident, but the injuries are minor and there were no fatalities. A 58-year-old driver, Ivan Hamilton, reported pain to his shoulder and knee. And in other news, it's been less than 2 months since a suicide was reported at the Belize Central Prison when 33-year-old BDF captain Damasio Koch took his own life. And yesterday, another inmate was found dead in his cell. 23-year-old Evan Morales Gonzalez was being housed at one of the psychiatric units in Tango 8. But yesterday morning at 11:30, he was found hanging in his cell. And according to Colby Foundation CEO Virgilio Murillo, he used his own boxers. Gonzalez was remanded on August 8th for theft, and he was on biweekly psychiatric treatment, receiving his last injection on October 31st. Murillo noted that he was mentally unstable, but with no active signs of suicidal ideation. The police and scenes of the crimes have since been to the prison to carry out their procedures. And the old police rule of thumb is that when kilos start floating, bodies start falling. And according to the cops, a kilo was found on an island, but they won't say where. Well, they did initially say where, but then the commissioner retracted that statement. Here's a story as we first got it from the police press office. On Monday morning, police responded to a report in Keith Chapel that late on Sunday night, one of the private island security guards discovered a black rectangular parcel on the beach. Weighing at just under 2 kilos, police observed the content to be suspected cocaine. But shortly after that release went out, the commissioner put this voice message in the media chat.
Good afternoon, members of the media. Kindly note in respect to report number 2 and the photograph of the pack of cocaine. The cocaine was not found on Keith Chapel. It was not found on Keith Chapel.
Media workers immediately texted back to ask where it was actually found. And though the commissioner surely saw our messages, 7 hours later, he still hasn't responded. So all we can say is that it is a kilo on a key. And 2 men tonight are sleeping in hazard conditions after Hurricane Lisa destroyed their homes. They were both inside their respective houses when the breeze became too much. For one man, his house was tipped over and he had to escape through his floor. For another man, his house broke in half and he had to run through the rain to take shelter. Now these men are hoping for help to be able to rebuild their homes. Our very own Courtney Menzies spoke with both of them and has this story.
More than a week after Hurricane Lisa passed, residents are still rebuilding their homes and their lives. But for some, that process hasn't started yet because they haven't gotten the assistance they need and they've been living in homes that are close to collapsing. Tyrone Stevens is one of those residents. Since the hurricane hit, he has been using this hole he created to get in and out of his house after the heavy winds tipped it over. All his possessions are now leaning against the wall, where he has to put his mattress to sleep. Stevens' former home was recently burnt down, and he was able to procure his own zinc sheets and wood to build a makeshift house. Now, he just needs some help to set it upright.
I'm in a little only bit of thing, so check out, so I put my bed kind of reasonable, feel the chillation, hurricane, the concert. I just build this thing, I say, I see where you could take now. I feel, I say, I'm going through this thing now, boy. I ship the seal. First session done, we come outside and think a little bit and we made out and think what should go on. Like, I don't have that in the eye or in the eye quiet. Then the back piece they come in, so they drizzling, so everybody's swinging back by. Hey, chill out again and start up and I was warm up again. I just pull my alley to a light it, I say, yeah. Okay, don't go through the first layer, I say, I'm going through it again. Yeah, I think I'm like, just in a vehicle, I snoop down, like, I go, I say, it goes up. That was a drop back, rap, I say, I fly to the back, blam, and knock my rib, I say, I was quiet up in the corner when my ribs go out. I said, I didn't move no more. I was down through the whole. I moved fast on the cat.
Where are you staying now? Right in there too?
Yep. Wow. Okay. I sleep in there every night.
So I noticed this thing tied to the tree that tied to the... Did you do that?
Yeah, man. I me brace that up. I just put that strap that make it drop when I sleep in the night. Right?
So, but it must be scary for you to stay there every day.
When I jerk, when I go in there, go lay down, I make sure I jerk on it. Because like someone say I drop one time then.
How many organizations have come by since the hurricane?
Well, a couple people passed through, you know. City Council, the Minister of the Area passed up a couple times, Ocean, and right up and down a couple times. Then the Prime Minister ride through. You know, a couple people pass, ask and stop. But like the people who had said handling kind of ground worker, so that sister back or something like that, I don't get that type of feedback from nobody. No help, right? Nobody come on. They say they don't come back. I don't know if they don't got the power, they know the pulling strings and they just don't want to pull any strings. I don't know kind of guitar and any play, but they know they pull some string when they pull.
And he's still hoping the city council will come around with their machinery to put his house back where it belongs. And as for Kempsey Figueroa, the house that he has lived in since he was 18 years old lost its roof, its walls, and broke in half during the hurricane. Now, the broken half sits in a swamp underneath it, and he's forced to take his mattress up to his rooftop to sleep at night.
When the breeze starts shake hard and the rain they come harder, I dey in my house, and my house broke down and I run out of my house.
And so you felt it tip over?
Everything they shake, move, zinc they go, wall they blow off, that then I run out of the house. I feel bad, you know, drop all the tears, but I can't do nothing. Only thing I could do is try to get help.
But you're still living here?
Yes, ma'am. I sleep on my rooftop.
Are you able to actually go into your house and use it?
Well, right now I can't use it. Must the bathroom full up, the tub full up. Only thing I come here, big up on the side of the bed. Everywhere else get water, try everything, destroy, clothes, everything. To the situation at my house, where you could see right there, so that drop off of the post that broke in half, most of my board then rotten. Eventually I have to break down the whole of that to build that over, and I still need help. Yes, ma'am.
So right now you're just looking for some type of building material?
Yes, ma'am. Or maybe if I could get a house better than this one, yeah, much help me more.
And for tonight, 2 of his men will continue to sleep haphazardly as they wait for help to hopefully arrive. Courtney Menzies, 7 News.
Stevens lives at 8882 JR Street in the Jane Usher area and can be reached through his neighbor's phone number at 606-7556. That's 606-7556. While Figueroa lives at 17 Arlington Drive and can be reached at phone number 621-5431. That's 621-5431. And turning now to one of our top stories, continuing about Hurricane Lisa, theirs weren't the only homes which were destroyed. All over the Belize district, residents are still recovering and rebuilding. And in a damage assessment conducted by the Ministry of Natural Resources, they found that over 250 structures were totally destroyed by the storm. According to the deputy chairperson of the Damage Assessment and Needs Analysis Committee, the 40 public officers who were deployed to do the assessments came back with harrowing tales of storm-affected residents in dire conditions. She told us more today in detail.
With our assessments, we found that those coastal areas of Belize City coincided with storm surge. So we found that they had a lot of flooding in addition to structural damages. We had some structures that maintained their integrity, but they had flood damage, and then we had both. And we had just structural damages. So it's really a wide cross-section. Belize City has over 2,500 buildings assessed. And we're seeing so far, as we still have some assessments pending, that about 250 or a little bit over have been totally destroyed. Level 3 damages, just about the same, but we have majority of damages coming in at level 1 or 2. It is alarming. I can't imagine, going to a shelter and coming back and not having anything. I think one house would be alarming to me. Being displaced. It's one thing to be displaced and another thing to start over from scratch. But, we need to be thankful for life. But it's really heart-wrenching for officers who go out and do these assessments. You see people in varied dispositions. You know your situation and your heart really goes out to them. We had one person in Democracia where they just got a new house and it was destroyed. And then they're expecting a child. So, that's added stress. We had in Belize City, where on the outskirts, of course, they were in their homes. And throughout the hurricane, it just started falling apart. And, they got injured. They had a broken arm, a broken leg. And their house is destroyed. They have nowhere to go. What are we going to do? So our officers really comment to us that, it's hard going out there. Like all the other 13 special committees, we prepare our report outlining the structures, damages to structures, whether it's structural or flood, what the needs are that we have captured, and where the hotspots are. Really, the information guides the entire country. It guides the planning of the cities, of towns in terms of structure. Maybe we need to build better. Maybe we need to invest in hurricane straps. We've seen fairly new structures with their zincs blown off, their roof gone. And so when we interview and speak to them, they're like, I didn't have hurricane clips. And so, you have persons investing in these homes, most of them Mennonite-based homes, and some others built, but, they didn't put hurricane straps in them. And so it's very unique that structures that you would look at face value and said, they'll be fine, are those same structures that sustained damages.
Notably, the survey by the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing found that a total of 392 homes have received some form of damage. And of that, 284 homes had minor damage, intermediate or major damage, and 108 homes were classified as a total loss. Meanwhile, under CARICOM arrangements, Haitians do not need a visa to visit Belize. But yesterday, a group of 10 Haitians flying into Belize on a Tropic Air flight from El Salvador were strung up on arrival into the country. Reports say a senior Belizean immigration official happened to be on the flight with them and, based on her observations, ordered that the passengers be detained and investigated upon arrival. Reports say they were all taken to the Ladyville police station and may be ordered to leave the country. It's a quandary for the airline since we are told these Haitian visitors who have been arriving for a while meet all the entry requirements, visa waiver included. Reports suggest these Central American flights are also often packed with Indian passengers. And we take a break now, but when we come back, more storm stories, this time from the Belizean American community outside Haribel. Plus, Patrick Faber's replacement in Colette. Will he be endorsed tomorrow? We'll tell you. Stay tuned.
Skip the trip to the bank and perform cash withdrawals at your neighborhood store with Atla Express. Withdrawals are now free, and customers can withdraw up to $300 daily. All you need is your Atlantic Bank Visa debit card along with an ID. Atla Express is easy, convenient, secure, and near you. Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
It's an massive season with massive deals and rewards at Penny's. From now through December 31st, earn double P-Bucks on store-wide purchasing every Friday and Saturday. That's right, 2 times the V-Bucks, which means 2 times the cash back when shopping at Penny's. Plus, get even more rewards with V-Bucks Builders on home goods, tiles, appliances, paints, and lights. And don't forget, there's also massive deals and discounts on tiles and the best brands in paints like Benjamin Moore and BH. Rewards, deals, V-Bucks. You can get it all this massive season only at Penny's, celebrating 75 years of quality and savings.
It's a true story, but make out a story that I need to tell. Boy, I needed some cloth and some material to sew me curtain. I needed some help. Boy, I was up and down all over the tongue and up and down and searching around and up and down all over the tongue and up and down and searching around. Then I come to Mikado, I couldn't get in. In a Mikado, the people rush in. In a Mikado, I fight for getting, and when I get in, I couldn't believe it. Boy, Mikado got it, boy. The best in the fabrics, boy. Mikado got it, boy. With better prices, boy.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sun Up on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your nation station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
The next time you're passing creative marketing at 146 corner of East Collect Canal and Alenby, don't be shy. Come on in.
Welcome to Creative Marketing, where everything is possible.
We offer services like graphic designs for logos or banners or any other special request. Get designs printed on t-shirts for sporting events, special events like birthdays, or for your business. Get your polos or dress shirts officially embroidered with logos or business names. For special requests, our sewing department can get you fixed up with custom preferences. Our in-house name brands like Eliani's Collection produces uniform dress shirts and blouses for work or school. Our Z-Tech Sportswear produces fisherman shirts and dry fit polos for males or females. Ask about other items. In other departments, we produce customized banners and fin feathers. At Creative Marketing, there's so much more. So next time you're in need, come take a look. Call us at 207-2023. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Creative Marketing, where everything is possible.
Let's go! We want to build one new house. We want to build one new house. On the rocky road. Hey, on the rocky road. We want to build one new house.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor. Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
And for the past few days, we've been showing you a few of the families all across the city and other parts of the Belize district who were devastated by Hurricane Lisa. But the list of disaster victims is long, and tonight we introduce you to several of the storm-battered residents of the Hattieville area. Today, our newsroom was invited out to that community to talk to the residents who say that they have been waiting for relief from government and NEMO, but nothing has arrived. Daniel Ortiz traveled to Hattieville and has his story.
9 days after Hurricane Lisa ransacked the Belize district, the residents of Belizean American Site, a neighborhood in Hattieville village, were still trying to put their lives back together. Like parts of Belize City, Ladyville's Vista Del Mar, and other rural areas of the Belize district, this neighborhood suffered downed trees, destroyed roofs, and wrecked homes. This afternoon, our news team found Belizean American Samuel Warrior brainstorming how best he could salvage his investment in a brand new home he purchased from a Mennonite company. He tells us that he paid a little over $70,000, his hard-earned savings, from his employment in the U.S. This wooden house, which was only 3 months old, still looked like he and his girlfriend had just moved into it yesterday. The only problem is that the house was on 9-foot stilts, which fell when hurricane and tropical storm force winds hit it. He told us that he and his girlfriend had to sprint down the stairs when he heard the sounds of those stilts snapping.
When I come home, I noticed that my house, when I walk up on the stairs, the house is shaking. Yeah. So I told my girl, I said, babe, this house weak, this house is not strong. I said, if we have a hurricane, this house will fall. So said, so done.
Talk to us about that experience when you realized that the winds would knock it off the stilts.
Well, as far, you know, like I was upstairs the house, and I feel the wind blow the house, and I hear a crack. And when I hear the second crack, I run downstairs. That's the way when I hear wreck up, the house, when I look behind me, the house there on the ground. And man, it's like a heart broken, man. For this cost of this house is $75,432.81. I live in the U.S. and I come home state that I have a house. And so far as I'm concerned, this is the house right here. So now what I'm trying to do, I get back my house back on track.
And now, the company that built it and installed it on his property here at mile 17 on the George Price Highway wants to charge him more to get it elevated once again.
What they said, it was a hurricane and they cannot do nothing about it, but they want to charge me $4,500 like for raise it up back.
And how long ago did they finish building this house for you?
3 months ago.
3 months ago.
3 months ago.
Sir, I can't even imagine what that's like, making such an investment, $75,000, to see it on the ground like this, parts of it damaged, you having to worry about making repairs.
Oh man, well, as I said, you know, the most important thing, I have health, I have strength. So the only thing I can do is just see how I could get it back.
Warrior is but one of the residents of this community who asserts that he isn't getting any government aid that should be available to all victims of this natural disaster.
I don't see these people at all, my brother. In this world, a dog eat dog world right now. So I mean, hey, jump high, jump low, whatever happen. Most of the time, people say, "Oh, we will come around, we will help you." But as far as I know, I'm getting no help. So the only help, I have to help myself.
His neighbor, Nicole Renault, had a similar experience with the government's disaster response. After waiting for aid for several days, this community's members decided to come together and clean up the hurricane's damage. They had to pool resources like a chainsaw and trucks to haul away the downed trees. She and her neighbors are hoping for some sort of indication that NEMO, The Ministry of Housing and the Minister of Human Development, who is their area rep, have not forgotten them, just like the main road into and out of their community, which has been neglected for many years now.
Fortunately, my neighbors next door, they came and asked the young men in the neighborhood to try and collect the zincs for us and put some cement blocks on it. So that was, we were surprised they did that. And then in the cleanup effort, a neighbor across came and he was cutting trees and limbs and so forth for us to discard. And another person in the neighborhood also came and they had a truck that was assisting. All basically, I would say, a neighborhood effort.
To try to recover?
To try and recover, because some people came and said, Miss, is there anything that I can help with? Or so, you know, nailing down something or so. And nobody hasn't been asking, you know, to pay me or anything. The young lady right across the street, she lost her entire roof too, and she came across asking me if I needed assistance. I know this is not the only area affected because some people lost everything, but at least show your face and let people know that at least you are in their thoughts. Because I mean, if you just come and take a picture and you move on to the next, I mean, what's the purpose of it? It serves no purpose, and then the people just feel as if though
they're being neglected.
They're being neglected, and basically they've been forgotten. I mean, kids are over there still cutting by machete and clearing trees for people and stuff like that. So I'm not thinking only of myself, because maybe there are a great deal of other people that have lost everything, but the assistance would be greatly appreciated. And we're not saying today or tomorrow, but at least give us a call and let us know, you know, we are on our way, you know, we're trying to gather the materials or something of that nature to let us know that we are in their thoughts.
Like other hurricane victims, Rena and her husband also have scary memories of a portion of their roof lifting to the heavy hurricane breeze and the rain falling inside their home.
We have always faced hurricanes at home, so we never felt the need to go to a shelter or anything. And we heard the zinc fluttering, but we didn't think anything of it. I said, you know, maybe it's just the strong winds. And then when I went into my bedroom, and I just heard the zinc actually lifting. And when I looked up, I actually saw the daylight. And my husband said, no, it's not our zinc. I said, well, this is what we're seeing. This is what's physically happening, and we need to get out of the house. So when we were there in the process of trying to grab stuff, literally the ceiling just started falling down. Everything just started collapsing in. When a portion of the roof actually lifted off, it landed on my car. Okay. So I think a neighbor came across and they hurried to try assist, or my husband alone had to move it. And then he just told me to get in the car, and he drove this one out, because this is actually always parked here. Fortunately, before we left, my husband had a swimming pool and we covered our washing machine. So fortunately for me, like what I told you, I actually have a laundromat in my home because everything got soaked. Okay. So I've been washing nonstop every day. Okay. That is basically what I've been doing, and the water that was settling in the house was a couple of inches, so we had to physically be mopping and sweeping and getting out all the residue that fell from the attic.
Reporting for 7 News, Daniel Ortiz.
A few of the residents did note that 1 or 2 families within this neighborhood did receive food packages, but that this is the extent of their aid for several days now. Other residents say that they have seen officials doing very brief surveys of the damage in their community only. And back in Belize City, earlier in the news, we showed you 2 houses that were destroyed in the hurricane. But on Arlington Drive, there's a single zinc structure sitting in the middle of the swamp that survived the storm. However, in order for the single occupant, Telswin Lara, to get in and out of his home, he needs to wade through the water. And there's no doubt that he's actually living, that is, in the water, since it must be flooding his home. His mother explained to us today that her son seems to be depressed and lives almost like a recluse, only coming out of the house to get food and water. She is now asking for some type of assistance to get her son out of the swamp.
The living condition terrible, man, because look on this lot of water where the hurricane finish bring. And then he no want come out because he look like he no want depression, where I myself no know. And we can't get out. We only could get out the morning. He come out and get eat water and thing. And when he get in the house, we can't get out till the next day, you know. But I know I say crazy, but something not correct. Because he's a person where like look good, whether it's like look good and like not live like this, you know. And nobody can then got we put down a name. Nobody can yet come say nothing. Yes.
So before the hurricane, all of this water wasn't here?
Yes, sleep it me today, but delivery and one. But right now, like the hurricane bring it on, pana, you know. And then the house may drop, so he try put it up every morning, get up and beat the hammer and nail. I try fix the top. Yes, so he may spend the hurricane it way, but then as the morning, he gone right in, you know. Yeah. So only that we don't need help, we don't need get help. I think you don't need to move out of the water and get at least only food or say pantry when they call it.
Usher can be reached at the following phone number, 605-6405. That's 605-6405. And along with great need, there's also great generosity. That type of community spirit was on display in Ladyville today when members of the Adventist Church handed out 250 food packages to over 800 persons affected by Hurricane Lisa. The effort was spearheaded by the Adventist Development and Relief Agency, a multinational, non-governmental and non-profit organization that engages in welfare, charitable, and philanthropic missions. This morning, the Belize chapter of the ADRA invited the press for the handing out, that is, of those relief supplies, and our news team attended. Here's what one of the lead members of the organization had to say about the donations.
Today we are sharing this initial assessment, this initial assistance that has been a donation from our international partners. Today we have been packaging for the past 2 days, as the person behind me said. It's not bags, it's sacks. It's a 50-pound sack of food. It has all the different good Belizean food that we like for a family of 6 to last them at least for a week and a half. So that is what we have been doing, preparing it so as to be able to distribute it today.
What's the total quantity and the impact that you guys are hoping for? And I understand it's some 250 food packages.
Yeah, we have 250 food packages worth at a retail price of $110 Belize. So do the math there is $25,000 that we are distributing today. And we will take it directly to the communities that are being affected. We have garnered lists with our local authorities, our local, if you saw, we have our chairman here because we go with them, we ask them, we also ask our local people, our local churches, and that's the way we go and be able to reach the people that really needs. It was heartbreaking, and our desire to help, because as I was explaining to someone, what we're doing today is maybe just a drop of water in the desert, because the needs are so great. We walk in the communities. Just here in Ladyville, we are talking about 4,000 people that are affected and that they're living in precarious circumstances. So we need to do our best in assisting them.
And switching now to political news. General elections are a solid 3 years away, but don't tell that to the UDP, which is launching off with a flurry of endorsement conventions this weekend. Included in that list is the man who will replace Patrick Faber in the Colette constituency, Ian Jones. In a fairly incredible turn of events, Jones, who was once a Faber loyalist, will now replace the party's most popular politician as first-time candidate in one of its strongholds. He's doing so against a headwind. The UDP Colette constituency executive committee yesterday sent the party chairman a letter saying that they do not support his endorsement and have never been consulted. They make multiple points of objection, but the convention will go through nonetheless tomorrow morning at the UDP headquarters. We'll wait and see what Faber, the 5-term representative's next move, will be. And that's the news tonight. I am Miriam Abdul-Kawi, and we leave you with a clip of Aurelio Martinez performing his anthemic song, Landini, this morning on Sunup. Enjoy as we move on from Lisa and segue into the Settlement Day spirit. Join us back here on Monday morning for Sunup. Until then, have a great weekend, and from all of us here at 7 News, have a good night.
Maniga now ya landine. Oh, anyagira mutu arabo. Oh, maniga now ya landine. Oh, anyagira mutu arabo. Arigabana ya. Tamula lumana. Laruduna gudabaka arikabana ya namula lubana laruduna gudabaka oh maniga no ya landine oh anyagira mutu arabo maniga now ya landine oh anyagira mutu arabo Casa mege baya, dice kwachare, kabami sa walu baka mega ilu ayaga. Casa mege baya, dice kwachare, kabami sa walu baka mega ilu ayaga. Oh, himaniga na ya landine. Oh, anyagira mutu arabo. Oh, hey maniga now ya landine, oh baba, anyagira mutu arabo, oh, hey maniga now ya landine, oh, maniga arabo. Hey, maniga, no, ya.